Welcome back, everyone, to the first game week lock-in. This is my team for sure this time. Before we go into it, just make sure you leave a like, and if you're new here and you want to follow on this journey, make sure to subscribe. So since the last video, my team has changed quite a lot. This is because of preseason and injuries, that kind of thing. I'll explain it as I go through the team more. So in goal, we've got Kelleher. Same reason as last time. Brentford may concede goals, but I think they're likely to. But I feel like Kelleher racks up the save count that it will look past goals conceded, and I think he's guaranteed maybe 4 or 5 points a week, essentially. And then in defense, originally I did have Van Dijk, but with Connor Bradley being injured, we don't have any other right back to cover. Frimpong is going to be the one, and I think he'll play the full 90 unless we maybe put Jones at right back when, to see the game out. Frimpong's tired. That might be our other option, but other than that, I think he's kind of solid and kind of nailed in just now. I watched the final between Liverpool and Palace, and Munoz was constantly overlapping, putting good crosses into the box, and if Mateta was on his day, would have easily scored plenty. So I feel like his assists will go up. I'm not too sure if his DEFCON is that great statistically. We'll see throughout the season how that goes. But at the same time, Palace may concede, but it's kind of similar with Kelleher. I think he's going to get plenty assists, but he might concede more, so we're kind of guaranteed those 5 points-ish. So if they get a clean sheet, he'll get the points for that. But if they don't, feel like Palace kind of just rush forward as a brute force, and they'll assist that way. Chalobah, I feel like Chelsea's defense is great just now. And although these two are conflicting because they're playing against each other, I still feel like could be a draw. Could be, but I feel like Chalobah is going to be a solid pick for me throughout. He's only 5 million, and I don't think there's any other. Maybe Nico Williams. Maybe he's the only other I would switch him out for. But I think he's only 5. I think Nico Williams is 5.5. No, he is 5. Sorry, I might switch him out for that. That's one of my speculations on my team, but I feel like it's pretty locked in now. I've only got one other speculation, which I'll get into further down. Palmer, he's on free kicks, penalties. I'm going to kind of repeat some stuff I've done before, but it's just so if anyone's not seen the one before, or if people don't know somehow, then they can kind of learn from this. I feel like he's finding his form, and I feel like Chelsea are starting to put him in a proper position where he can kind of play as he wants, because last season they kind of put him in a role where he wasn't able to flow pretty much. I don't think he was able to flow as well as he will this season. He's found his kind of place in the team. I feel like Palmer could be a really good pick in comparison to how he was performing at the end of last season. Saka, I feel like he's going to play a lot of games. Last season he missed quite a bit because of injury. We'll see how Arteta deals with him. He might not play the full 90. This first week is kind of speculation. We'll see across the next few weeks. I don't think I'm going to make any transfers until maybe week 3, unless I have to, obviously. But by week 3, we'll kind of understand the game plans and see what teams are deciding to do. Fernandez, he'll play the full 90. He looked great in preseason as well, but again, you don't want to stick to preseason information. But he looked solid, and I think he'll get DEFCON points. He's on penalties, free kicks, corners, so there could be that, as well as the DEFCON points. Wirtz, I saw again Crystal Palace game. Got an assist that game. He was on corner. He was on one of the corners as well, which was huge. So he's also a corner taker. I feel like, I know Salah missed the penalty. He might change. Slot might change penalty taker potentially. I'm not too sure if he will, but we can at least see. Wirtz, he could be an option for penalties. He could be an option for free kicks. He could be an option for corners. I feel like him in that 10 role, he could fill. He can slot in Ekitike, and like they did against the Crystal Palace game, the synergy between those two was great. I even debated putting Ekitike in my own team, but I'm not sure how solid he's gonna stay there. Like, obviously he's the only number 9 we have. Isak is a bit of a situation just now, so we don't really know how that's gonna go. But I know Wirtz will play a good amount of the game. 80 minutes is good enough for me. If he plays at least 80 minutes every week, I will keep him in my team pretty much over Salah. I feel like he's just like a cheaper, kind of similar to alternative to Salah, which is kind of what you need to build the rest of your team. Now, Gakpo. This one is a concerning one. This one's speculation for me. I'm not 100% sure between Gakpo and Eze. They're the same price. Eze takes corners. Sometimes Wharton takes corners, which we saw in the final as well. He didn't take the penalty, which was surprising. Mateta took the penalty. That might be because Eze missed his last one. Until Mateta misses his next one, it might be him on penalties. So he's not necessarily on that. He's on free kicks. We know Eze is on free kicks, which makes me not fully want to put him in my team. If he was stuck on corners, on both corners, and he was on free kicks and penalties, I think I'd put him in my team. But I think Gakpo is going to be insane this season. We only have that left wing position. I think Gakpo is the only player that we have currently that will play there. So he could, if again, same with Wirtz, if he plays the 80 minutes, I will keep him the entire time pretty much. So I think I'm going to go Gakpo game week 1 because Eze is against Chelsea away. Not too sure how I feel about that. But Gakpo for sure. Against Bournemouth's new defense. Kirkaz also out of... Bournemouth lost a ton of their defense. They're playing with a whole new one. I don't think they're going to do that great initially. And like, we're kind of overloading on attack, Liverpool anyway. So anyone up front is kind of going to score or get an assist. So, like, that new system, I feel like Liverpool attackers could definitely be a huge benefit. But again, defensive with Frimpong, I'm not really too sure how we're going to deal with conceding because we're kind of playing a high press line. So I'm not too sure how much we're going to concede in these games because we conceded 2 goals against Crystal Palace, and that was because we didn't really have cover at the fullbacks when Frimpong or Kirkaz pushed up, so then we got caught on the counter, and then that's how we conceded. Watkins, insane form right now. I feel like he's going to do great. At home against Newcastle, who's wanting to sign him. It's kind of written in the stars that he's going to score against them because they want to sign him. I just feel like that always happens for some reason. It's just that kind of thing. And I feel like with Sesko as well, he's going to score against Newcastle because they were on the chase for him. It's just one of those things that's going to happen. I'm predicting it now. It's just one of those things. And then I've got Bowen against Sunderland. He's going to be insane. Sunderland conceded many goals in preseason. They're going up. First game of the season. I don't think they're going to do that great. And then on my defense, Dubravka, I feel like he starts for Burnley now. So I feel like I'm going to have him constantly in my goalkeeper position unless he gets injured, something happens. Sunderland actually signed that Mark Gui, or I don't know how to say his name, but we'll just go with Mark. But they signed him. Yeah, I think he starts and plays. So does Reinildo. Like, it's a cheap bench. I'm not bench boosting this bench. I feel like what I'm gonna do with the bench boost is wildcard that week, so it's set for the bench boost for the week after. I'll see what the kind of form and fixtures are. I don't want to use any chips too early when we can't really see who plays and how they're playing and what the substitutes are like. So I'm gonna wait for that, and then I'll use my chips. But yeah, I think we'll go with that. And then my triple captain again. I could use it on Bowen right now. Honestly, I have a feeling he could score a hat trick, but it's too risky. I don't want to do anything like that just yet. But as weeks go on, we'll kind of understand a bit more, have a bit more statistics. Although I don't like seeing all those like huge tables and tables and tables of like statistics and everything. I'm like, come on, I just want to play the game normally. And this is kind of why I'm doing this, just so it's like, it's for fun. I'm not in depth looking at all the statistics and everything, but just a bit of fun. Anyway, I'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like and subscribe.